If you're joining me for this video, you're probably part of the Global Call for Papers Day. This is an international series of events trying to get underrepresented folks in tech on stage to share their ideas. If you've just run into this video on YouTube because you want to get into public speaking, that's okay too. To give you a little bit of background about myself, my name is Jessica Rose. I've been doing a lot of conference speaking in tech for the past 5-6 years, so speaking all around the world, and yeah, big stages, small stages. I'm pretty happy with all of them. I'm really excited today to be talking to you all about what to expect on the day of your talk. You've written your abstract, you've submitted that to a conference, you've had a conference accepted, you've written your whole talk, you made your slides, you've packed your bags and you've shown up. The only thing you have to do now is the scary part. But before you get there, because you're watching it now, long before you get on stage, there are some really important things that I'd like you to know, to check with your event and make sure you're really clear on before you show up. Absolutely double and triple check how long your talk is. I've done it myself, and I've seen a lot of professional speakers think that their talk is 30 minutes and it's 10. Think that their talk is 20 minutes and it's 40. Just double check on the schedule. How long do you have? Have you written your talk to time that? Also make sure you know what time you're on. It seems like a rookie mistake to forget, but people forget. Make sure you're really clear on where the event is. Where do you need to get in the building? What stage is it at? Who do you need to see to get there? Make sure you have a contact for your conference or event in case of emergency. And one that I think is really important, you should probably know whether or not it's being recorded. Double check to see whether or not you have to dress up especially fancy. Checking to see what the ratio for your slides is going to be is also really important. If your ratio is out of whack, it can make your slides look squished and weird. And we're also going to be looking at what kind of hardware they have in the room, what you're going to need. And when I talk about hardware, I'm talking about a couple different things. Check to make sure that you can plug in your own laptop. That's going to be okay. Or do you need to send your slides to someone? There are a couple of pieces of small hardware that you'll generally find in a speaker's kit. And the first one I'm holding right here. A slide presentation clicker is a fantastic way to make sure that you're not hunched over your laptop tapping at the keys. These give you the freedom to gesture, sometimes wildly, while you speak. They go wrong occasionally, but generally it should look a little bit effortless. Another really important point, if you're using your own laptop to present from, make sure that either you or the conference has the appropriate connectors. If you get to a room from a giant conference and they don't have a connector and you don't have a connector, you could be left in a really difficult situation. A good clicker should cost maybe 20-30 USD. But don't worry, you don't have to invest right now. If you get in touch with your event and say, I don't have a presentation clicker, or I don't have a connector, what do you have for me in the room, or what can you make available? Most decent events can make one available for you. The other fantastic thing is many events will have a speaker's room. You can also go ahead and borrow from them. We've talked about the hardware you're going to need. Don't forget about your actual talk, your slides. One of the truest things about public speaking is that things are going to go wrong. Make sure that you have your talk on a USB drive. Make sure you have your talk living in the cloud. And I always make sure that I have a copy of my slides and notes ready to go in an email that I can send to myself or send to an organizer. If you're expecting to present from your laptop and your laptop dies, make sure that you'd be able to operate without your laptop. And way before you get started, check to make sure that your talk either doesn't have any high-risk activities or that you've planned for them. So for public speaking, high-risk activities can mean videos, anything that has sound that you're playing through your computer, or live coding. Very often these things will go wrong. Have a backup. I never told you this. This is our secret between you and me and YouTube. But many professional speakers have a fake live coding exercise ready to go. So have a short video or animated GIF. You could just sort of frown and tap your keys and let everybody marvel at the fact that you haven't made any typos. It's absolutely okay to have audio through your computer, video through your computer, or live coding as part of your presentation. But practice, and practice for those failing on the day of your talk. As long as you're not visibly freaking out, no one's going to know that anything's going wrong. There we go, talking about the clickers letting you down. Pre-talk prep, and this can involve a couple of different things. You've probably practiced for your talk again and again, so we're not going to address this again. I'm going to give you my favorite things to do on the day of the talk. If it's your first talk, or if you've just getting started, or if you're a professional, if you really want to nail that talk, show up early and ask if you can see the room you'll be speaking in. Getting the opportunity to walk out on the stage, feel out the size of the room, and test out the connections for your laptop are a fantastic way to know that you're going to be able to get up and get things done effortlessly. The same way you're going to practice your talk several times before you start. If you get into the room early, practice getting set up. Make sure that your laptop is open, logged in, has do not disturb on, and make sure that you are able to just plug and play your laptop if you're getting ready to go. If you're playing from someone else's laptop, make sure you've got your clicker in hand and turned on, and practice getting set up so that when it comes time to get set up and get on stage, that you're very clear on what needs to happen. One of the scariest things about giving your actual talk, and one thing that's really intimidating to think about before you get on stage for the first time, is where do I look? You've got, hopefully, a sea of very excited people waiting to talk to you, and it's really tempting to scan the crowd and be like, oh, Marcy's here. I know Marcy, I'm just gonna give this talk to Marcy. It's fine if you do that for your first talk, but here, try not to. You're not talking just to Marcy, you're talking to the entire audience. Look out into the crowd. Generally, there's going to be some very bright lights at larger events. It'll mean that you don't see anybody and everything's a lovely, sort of ego-preserving blur. Look out into the center, tip your face so everyone can see you, and just look about a bit. Don't worry, it's all gonna be fine. Pacing your talk can also be really important. When you're up on stage, you've probably got a little bit of adrenaline going, and it's really easy to go very quickly. Most slide presentation options, if you're using Keynote or even if you're using Google Slides or anything else you prefer, will let you show the clock, show the timer of how long you've been on stage. Keep that in mind, just check every now and again. If you find yourself going very quickly, which is easy to do, slow down. Have a couple of anecdotes in mind that you could go ahead and stuff in there in the middle of your talk. Don't worry if you go too fast for your first talk. Everyone goes too fast for their first talk. I tell myself everyone goes too fast for their first talk because I went very, very quickly. If you finish your talk early, no one's going to be upset. If you run a minute or two over, it's gonna be fine. I know you're nervous. I'm nervous every single time I get on stage. It's gonna be okay. The best thing about public speaking, is oftentimes there's a speaker dinner and you'll get taken out and wined and dined. The second best thing is maybe that people will clap. The third best thing, I promise, is that once you get on stage, you've kind of got an aura of expertise. People hopefully assume and extend their goodwill to think that if you're on stage, you probably know what you're talking about. As long as you're not visibly freaking out, no one has any idea that you're nervous. As long as you don't fall down in a heap on the stage, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna look back on the videos of your talk or have people tell you about your talk, and you're going to be absolutely stunned by how chill you looked. Don't worry if you mess up. I've messed up several times in this short video. The other cool thing about public speaking is it has a lot to do with the way we just speak in general. We make language errors all the time. Don't worry about going back and recorrecting it. Generally speaking, just let those errors sit there. I've said ridiculous things on stage. I think my husband once made a highlight reel every time I've said the Twitters in a video. It happens, it's fine. Unless it's absolutely critical to your talk, don't worry about it at all. Just keep going. Once you've given your talk, your conference or your event may or may not have a question and answer session. And this can be really daunting for new speakers. You can polish your talk and practice your talk, but if somebody gives you a hard question or a question designed to make you look bad, how stressful is that? I like to let all new speakers know that whether or not they explicitly say so, question and answer sessions are entirely optional. You can ask your event to forego the question and answer, or you can accidentally run your talk over, meaning that you have to take your question and answer afterwards. If you do want to do live question and answer, some of my favorite things to do involve leaving a long pause before your talk. So if somebody comes and says, "Hi, here's my question." If the question's easy, leave a bit of a pause, think. If the question's hard, you're going to need that pause. Leaving that pause is an old job interview trick. It gets people used to a question to you having a little bit of a delay. And that means when you get a tough question that you need to sort of think out a little bit, you've got that built-in delay so it doesn't look like you're really stressed. If you don't know something, feel free to say, "I'm not really sure about that. I've got a little bit of an idea. Come and see me after this talk. Let's look it up together and see if we can't chase it out." Very, very rarely you will get people who want to ask you questions, not to get an answer out of you, but to show off how clever they are. These will often involve key phrases like, "This isn't really a question, it's more of a statement or an exploration." One of the most exciting things about being a speaker is you absolutely have the power. You've got the mic. You can shut that down. If someone says, "Well, this isn't really a question," you've got the opportunity from the stage with your mic to say, "I'm really only taking questions now, thank you." It seems a little bit harsh, but it feels fantastic, I promise. After you finish your talk, and after most people finish talks at conferences or events, there's going to be a little bit of a congregation down near the stage. Be prepared for people to approach you after your talk to talk to you about your talk. Yeah, we're good. This is fantastic. Folks are going to want to come up and congratulate you. Folks are going to want to ask questions. Folks are going to want to know how you discovered these things, what else you know. Enjoy the post-talk chats for as long as they're comfortable. If you need to escape and get some downtime, absolutely escape and get some downtime. Everything's fine. Celebrate. By this point in your real life event, you've finished your talk. You've survived the question and answer session. You may have gotten to put down someone who just wanted to monologue during a question. And you've sat through people congratulating you about how fantastic you are. This is probably at the post-conference stage, but kick back, celebrate. Don't worry too much about how the talk went. Don't do an exhausting post-mortem. Just enjoy it. You're done. It's done. It's fine. It was great. But once you take a little bit of time to celebrate, maybe do it again.